The direct leak looks like it's true. Crash and Sonic get a game together and Metal Gear goes to Sony?
Block content.
What's happening, my block buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Blocked Content's Leak Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. Yes, we're going to be talking all about Metal Gear Solid maybe moving to Sony Interactive Entertainment, yes, among other IP as well. This strange Sonic leak that actually is this box art leak that I want to talk about. Some crazy stuff about a Sonic game that has a crossover with Crash Bandicoot, yes, you heard that right, and the Sonic Adventure remake, yes, more information about that too, and a Nintendo Direct has been announced already, yes, for tomorrow, an Indie World Direct, but that probably means we are getting that big Direct because the big league actually talked about an Indie World Direct coming first and then the huge Direct a week after. So I'm going to talk about all of that information today. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I really wanted to say thank you for watching these YouTube videos in this crazy time in the world right now. I mean, with the pandemic going on and everything, it means a lot to me that I'm able to talk to you guys still from the comfort of, my little studio over here, and basically just having fun with you guys talking about video games. So it means a whole lot to me. Go and support every creator that you follow, go and support every content creators that you follow, and maybe do actually consider supporting them on the Patreons and the YouTubes and donations and all that kind of stuff, because this is a crazy time for people that are working from home and crazy time for people that, normally have these part-time jobs and everything. And I just wanted to make sure that everyone you follow is doing everything they can to entertain you. So maybe you should entertain the possibility of giving them a little something of you. Thank you so much for watching, and of course I've been answering many of you guys' questions about Smash Ultimate new fighters in our show Question Blocked, where I answer your questions. What do I think of your favorite game? How do you start making YouTube content? Whatever you can think of, send your question through to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com, and I will answer your question live on the show in one of our next Question Blocked episodes. And here's a brand new giveaway. You can win one of these Super Mario surprise capsules from Tomy. We already opened one of them, and there's a really cool Mario character inside. Won't spoil who it is. You can find it out in our previous live stream. If you want to win one, like this video, subscribe to Blocked Content right now, that's really important, and comment down below to enter for the giveaway. Alright guys, let's get into the main topic of today, and first off, I wanted to talk about this Indie World. Yes, Nintendo of America tweeted out, "Tune in tomorrow, March 17 at 10 a.m. PT and 1 p.m. ET for a new Indie World Showcase livestream featuring roughly 20 minutes of info on indie games coming to Nintendo Switch." And it posts the link and of course that image, and that makes us really excited for two reasons. One, I think Indie World Directs are really cool. There's a lot of independent creators making great games right now, and I can't wait to see what new announcements there are, and maybe even announcements that work together with Nintendo. I mean, like Crypt of the Necrodancer did that whole Zelda thing. Maybe something like that is coming as well. So I'm actually super stoked on Indie World, and I can't wait to find out what's inside there. And number two is, of course, yes, Indie World is coming, and that was in all of these big leaks, right? A Nintendo Direct is coming on the 27th or the 28th, but it will only happen if there's also an Indie Direct the week before, or at least around March 17 or 18. So that seems to be completely correct at this point. Yes, it looks like we are getting that big Nintendo Direct, so all the games and titles that we've been talking about in our previous videos, so anything along the lines of like Smash Newcomers, Super Mario 3D World ports, along with other third-party developer ports, that all seems to be, up in the air right now. Is that true? Is that false? We at least know that this Indie World is coming, and that gives us a lot of hope for that big Direct. That gives us a lot of hope for other games coming to be announced, or getting, a little bit more footage finally. I mean, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, really want to see more about that game, and finally getting some information about Metroid Prime 4 seems to be the right time in the world right now. So I really wanted to know more about that. So all that about Indie World, and today we get to talk about Sonic Adventure in this crazy rumor that talks about two Sonic games potentially in the making right now. So it just says there are two Sonic games in development at the moment. One of them is a Sonic Adventure 1 reimagining/remake. And here's the information on that. Some levels have been redesigned, and there are 5 new levels. One of them I'll go into detail later on. Humans have been replaced with the animal people you've seen in Sonic Forces. Music is done by T-Lopes and Crush 40. They plan on doing seasonal events and tournaments like in the original. And if you 100% the game, you unlock a new stage where you play as Eggman. It's the opening of Sonic Adventure 2, but way harder, and it ends with a teaser to a Sonic Adventure 2 remake. Okay, crazy stuff to unpack here, but most of all, I feel like, yeah, this is just a dream come true if this actually happens. I don't know if I'll be too happy with it. It does actually sound like changing enough stuff from Sonic Adventure to make it a little bit less like the game that we remember, especially changing humans into the animal characters that we've seen in Forces. And if they change the gameplay so much to make it the boost gameplay and very linear, and not the Sonic Adventure exploration gameplay, then I won't actually be on board with this one. You know, I think the music will be great, I think the graphics will be super awesome, but it just won't be gameplay-wise what I'm looking for in a remake of this game. I just want the same game to be controlling a little bit better, to looking a lot better, and having some remixes of the original songs, right? That's all I want. So the music being done by Crush 40 actually makes sense. You know, they've been in the recording studio the past couple of weeks, so that actually lines up. But yeah, Sonic Adventure 1 Remake is not something new. People have been rumoring about that ever since they hinted at a slight bit of it before. And T-Lopes I actually know, and he's a super cool and super creative person, and we might be working together in the future. But the idea here that getting music from this person would be pretty great because people loved Sonic Mania, and the idea of having a teaser for Sonic Adventure 2 at the end, that's just like fan crazy, like fan speculation to me. That's something that fans would really add to a game if they would. I don't know if this is like super original. I do think that Sonic Adventure 2 is probably one of the more beloved ones out of the Sonic Adventure games, just because it, you know, got this huge boom with Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on GameCube, and that went over a lot better than Sonic Adventure DX, I think. So Sonic Adventure 2 Remake, I'm totally for that as well, on the same conditions, right? If they do it a lot more justice. Now, getting to talk about this Crash Bandicoot and Sonic game, right? Totally out of left field, and I really wanted to talk about this because, you know, a lot of you guys out there really love Crash Bandicoot. We're on the Crash for Smash hype train, so talking about Crash always seems like a very good idea in times like this. Second game is a crossover with Crash Bandicoot. A lot of people from Sega of America are overlooking it. Levels vary on who you play. Crash gets Sonic levels, reimagined for Crash-styled gameplay, while Sonic gets Crash levels, reimagined for Sonic-style gameplay. Boosting. Plot revolves around Eggman and Cortex teaming up. Cortex tricks Sonic into bringing him the crystals, and Eggman tricks Crash into bringing him the Chaos Emeralds. There's a metal Crash now. He's used to make it seem like Crash is the villain from Sonic's point of view. Metal Sonic will be the same for Sonic as well, and there's a lot of banter between Eggman and Cortex. One scene as a joke where Cortex asks if they're working on is even in the budget. So again, this could be a wild dream, a fan speculation, but of course we know Crash has already done crossovers, right? He's been in the Spyro games and vice versa. They've done games together and stuff like that. So that actually is not outside of the MO of Crash Bandicoot, and Sega's actually up for all these crossovers too. Think about Sonic teaming up with Mega Man, and of course Sonic being in the biggest brawl crossover of all time, Super Smash Bros., among a lot of other crossovers that Sonic has been in, so it doesn't seem outside the realm of possibilities. Who's going to develop this game? Like Sega? Or is it going to be the developer that does the new Crash games? Because if you want to get the Crash gameplay right, you got to do it like the guys did from the Crash like trilogy, right? And if you want to get Sonic gameplay right, then you got to do it kind of like the Generations team did. So really curious if this ends up being real, who the development team is, right? It could go any which way right now, but I'm actually quite excited. So another bit of Sonic info that I just wanted to mention, I don't think is real at all, but this did show up in my inbox, so I wanted to talk about it. Yes, a new Sonic game, Sonic Horizons. Pretty crazy. I mean, we even see a new render of Sonic over here that doesn't really look all that well, you know, even with the hand and the perspective being off and the face not being on the, you know, the torso that well, and Sally having a 3D model over here, but not being covered up seems like a choice that, you know, Sega won't be making these days. And it just says, in 72 hours, Mobius will be roboticized. Sonic and Tails have been trapped in an alternate dimension where the evil Dr. Eggman Robotnik rules the world. Now you must race through time to save Mobius before it's too late. Discover the world of Mobius and meet faces new and old. High-speed adventure-style gameplay as Sonic. Tails has a lot of gadgets to help keep up. So yeah, strange choices here, especially saying adventure-style gameplay. I don't think that they would ever advertise something like this, and I just think that the box art and all the art here looks a little bit amateur and fan-made, although it's a really cool idea. I think that this is just a person that really loved like the old school style Sonic stuff with Sally being in there and just really wanted to show people like this is the thing that I want, so I'll just make it, right? And maybe wish it into reality. So the final piece that we're going to be talking about today is this crazy rumor that Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hill, and Castlevania might be going to Sony. Yes, Konami might actually be getting rid of these things in favor of just a big deal. So Jack of All Controllers actually tweets this out, saying, "Update. Sony Interactive Entertainment plans on acquiring the Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hill, and Castlevania IPs from Konami. In addition, Hideo Kojima will be involved in both Metal Gear and Silent Hills if they get the rights." This is totally insane and would be a thing that I'm actually really for. I mean, Konami has not been handling all these franchises the best that they can, especially with canceling Silent Hills and then Metal Gear Survive. I mean, there's only so many things that you can do after that Konami, like Kojima debacle, and I think that this is maybe the right choice for them to get the IP into hands that will actually make great games with them, especially with Hideo being involved. I mean, that guy will only make quality, you know, depending on kind of what your stance is on the guy, he does make absolute art. So I definitely hope that this is real, and of course a little bit of more additional information saying, and on top of this, Sony Interactive Entertainment apparently wants a 3D Castlevania title made by Japan studio that is a lot like Bloodborne and Castlevania Lords of Shadow, which people are totally freaking out over as well, because these seem like all the right choices that people have been wanting them to make for a long time. So yeah, count me excited for this. If they announce this during E3 time, then everyone's going to be exploding, because just think of the possibility of a Metal Gear Solid 6, maybe following a whole different strand of that clone or something like that. There's a lot of different ideas that you can actually put in a Metal Gear franchise, going in between the eras of Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2, or maybe doing something in the Metal Gear timeline, the NES games, or, you know, being big boss for a lot more of those games, you know, maybe what happened after Metal Gear Solid 3, or in between 3 and 4. There's so many things that you can do with that franchise, and as well as stuff like Silent Hills finally coming back. People are so excited about that finally coming back, and then Castlevania. I mean, Lords of Shadow is a game that people fondly remember, and if you're gonna like inject it with some Bloodborne energy and do that whole spiel, then I think it's going to be very special. I think that this is the right call to make, so I hope that this is not just a rumor and this is actually based on some factual evidence. So all that's super entertaining, super fun to listen to. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'd love to hear what you guys think of all this information. If you comment down below, that little comment could actually be featured and read out loud in our next video. And today's comment question is, do you want Sonic and Crash to team up? So let me know in the comments down below. As for a previous comment question winner, our answer comes to us from our user Terry Silverton, saying, "The only thing I see happening in Smash Ultimate DLC 6 being revealed, but I don't think that they should have Sora as DLC 6. I think Sora should be the big last DLC revealed in order to end Smash Ultimate, and its DLC on a high note. I don't believe that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe will get any DLC this long after it came out. If anything, I believe they will announce Mario Kart 9 instead. Also, all leakers are fake now because of all the big video game companies cracking down extremely hard on all leakers and leaks. Also, Sora would not be allowed to bring any Disney characters like Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, and won't be allowed to bring any Disney-owned music tracks." Terry, thank you so much for your comment. Of course, this is all speculation, but I kind of agree. I think it's too late for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I think it's just about time for an announcement for a new Mario Kart. You know, not necessarily something huge, like a big trailer that shows gameplay, but I definitely think that it's time for some announcement of some sort, because Mario Kart, I mean, we've been with the same game for so long now. We need something new in there. And Sora for DLC, I would love to see him as the first character revealed so people get that pass. I mean, I really want to be convinced to get this fighter's pass, but right now, just really don't think that I'm going to go out and get it, you know, aside from all the crazy stuff that's happening. So Disney and Mickey and Donald and Goofy, like all those characters from Disney, I really feel like is a big no on the part of Sora coming to Smash Brothers. I think Sora might enter the fray at some point, but maybe all the Disney stuff will be put aside for that. Maybe even the keychain with the Mickey logo won't be on there. I think that if that happens, that is such a big deal to make. Like having Disney characters or Disney imagery or at all in your game is such a huge deal, especially for something like Nintendo and Mario and that kind of crossover. There's something inside me that just doesn't think that it's feasible at this moment, but I could totally be wrong, and I'd be very happy to be wrong. So thank you so much for sending in your comments. These are always so much fun to read through, and of course, a big shout out to our latest Patreon supporters and you guys sending in super chats during live streams. You guys make blocked content possible. So if you want to have yourself created as a little blocked content character, join me for a Skype chat, or even have your own ideas become animations, please go to patreon.com/blockedcontent. There's a bunch of incredible rewards there, and they're waiting for you. And remember, if you're not yet a member of the Blocked Content family yet, hit subscribe now, smash that like button, and ring the bell for notifications, and all the news and fun that you care about will be delivered on the daily to you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you around the corner, where there's always more Blocked Content. See ya!